With her focus on sustainable investments and impact investing, she is also focusing on research for Gulf Investment Report and global leadership competencies. She has led one of the task force of Dubai Chambers' Center for Responsible Business for over 8 years and is focused on collaborations in the investment sector. Please welcome Ms. Sameera Fernandes.
Good morning.
Press the this one. Yeah, just press it. Yeah, there you go.
Good morning, everyone, and absolutely delighted to be with you all on this big milestone here at Dubai Chambers. Before we start, we would like to graciously thank Ms. Maha for all your support, your cooperation, and a stewardship in leading this group, which was very much needed in terms of spreading the communication and keeping it going. So we are very humbled with your support. Can we give her a big round of applause? Thank you. Distinguished guest, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and I take this opportunity today to welcome you all to the first seminar of the newly formed Dubai Stockbrokers and Investment Services Group, which is ready to play a vital role, especially when we come to know that the Dubai government is going way ahead in attracting a higher amount of foreign direct investments, FDI. Today's seminar is part of a series of activities that we have lined up for all of you and is also part of the larger stakeholder connect so that we can play a dual role, not just in Dubai, not just in Abu Dhabi, but across the UAE and the GCC region. As you know, we have come across a big announcement by the Dubai government to spend dirhams 25 billion to attract dirhams 650 billion foreign investment into Dubai economy in the next 10 years. And this is all part of the D33 economic agenda, which provides a clear roadmap for all of us so that we can all together as the investment sector, as the corporate and business sector in the UAE, play a vital role in this development. Coming to the agenda for today, is investing in sustainability economically viable? We are going to discover some very interesting facts, and not just facts, my dear friends, some success stories, case studies, which also show that sustainability is not only financially profitable, but rewarding as well. The green finance represents a significant and untapped opportunity for countries in the Middle East, particularly in the GCC countries, which have well-developed capital markets. In these areas, we as responsible citizens, residents, need to empower ourselves to find out how can we integrate ESG, environmental, social, and governance factors into everything that we do here in the GCC countries. We also have low-cost renewable energy that we need to tap in at the moment. And this is a study by Strategy and part of PricewaterhouseCoopers. Investment in green projects, as you know, coupled with sustainable finance could help the GCC countries to unlock up to US $2 trillion. I'm talking about dirhams 7.3 trillion in GDP contribution by 2030. If investment opportunities are tapped across industries, it is the GCC governments who have opened up their doors to help the region's capital markets to help accelerate sustainable development. And as we can see around us, the increased investment in green projects, green bonds, green sukuk, or even the green sovereign wealth funds is only going to help us throttle a green economy to flourish and develop in the region to double the GDP by 2030. These will help us accelerate progress, and I quote, the GCC governments need to continue opening up and strengthening the region's capital markets that are relatively underdeveloped. Building up these capital markets will allow investors to exit successful investments easily. In addition, it will also help investors across the GCC funds, such as those held by high net worth individuals and families. Today, GCC countries talk about recycling, reusing, or recovering. And unfortunately, it is only 10% of the plastic and metal waste, which results in significant waste, increasing recycling rates in the GCC to an achievable 40%. We are looking at creating 50,000 new jobs to support the US $6 billion market. And my friends, this is only the tip of the iceberg. For example, in the agriculture sector, the food sector, the governments can take steps to restructure the supply chains, safeguard imports, and make the overall sector more sustainable. This is a critical need after the COVID-19 pandemic. Investors can also expect healthy operating margins of above 15% in various opportunities across the value chain, be it waste, electrical, electronic, recycling, plastics, packing, and more. Let's go to an important area that we are all talking about these days, green hydrogen. It's a clear opportunity. Production technology for green hydrogen is accessible, reducing the barriers of entry. According to the Global Supply and Demand Analytics, export countries can potentially capture 200 million tons of green hydrogen by 2050, and we are looking at it worth US $3,000 billion yearly. The UAE, as we know, has been a pioneer when it comes to sustainable finance. We had the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment, who also released the sustainable framework for the UAE from 2021 to 2031. And this talks about the national agenda and the importance of sustainable finance and its way in programs for professionals such as us. The financial sector as well, coming to the World Bank, has increased their contribution in sustainable development across the GCC. We all know our neighbor next door, like right from the Masdar city in UAE, the NEOM in Saudi Arabia. All countries are moving towards adopting policies for green bonds, environmental risk assessments for financing, and sustainability reporting. The UAE, as you know, is also the first government within the region to look at a commitment to the net zero emission. And this is also backed by Abu Dhabi's sovereign wealth fund Mubadala, established an independent ESG unit. We also have Emirates NBD, which raised US $1.7 billion in the Gulf regions to have its first sustainability linked loans. Well, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, business colleagues, and all of you who have gathered here today, the Dubai Stockbrokers and Investment Services Group, DSIG, is one, as Ms. Maha said, of the 105 business groups and more than 50 business councils that operate under the umbrella of Dubai Chambers. We look at data from Abu Dhabi and Dubai markets, which shows institutional investors have purchased 302.7 billion worth of stocks just from January to December 2023, as compared to the approximately total sales of 295.8 billion dirhams. Well, I would like to conclude by talking about this is not just a group for the investment sector. This is a group for the stockbrokers, for the investment advisors, fund managers, wealth managers, the private equity managers. All of you, all of us come together and play a significant role. DSIG acts as a platform to take this forward to new levels. Before I conclude, I would like to quickly share some of our upcoming events initiatives and bigger campaigns across the UAE, and we invite you to be part of it. Very shortly, in a few months' time, we will be highlighting and moving forward with the Gulf Investment Summit in the month of November 2024. Our main focus is to look at key areas right from an immersive experience of the investment summit, bringing together the key market drivers. We look at sustainable investing as a core. We look at strategies, fintech innovation, and most importantly, global trends for all of us to learn best practices and work together. Most importantly, we will also be focusing on opportunities. We will showcase opportunities for investments in sustainable areas and sectors. We will look at facilitating partnerships. We will also promote sustainable investments as part of the UAE's vision. We have already, even prior to the announcement, we have quite a few companies who have already come forward and expressed interest in holding hands together. This will help us position Dubai Chamber, not just Dubai as a strategic location, but also with world-class infrastructure and a favorable environment. We will also have an investment hub, an investors hub to collaborate on bigger projects. We also have, apart from this, our social responsibility initiative, which is financial freedom for all. We will be releasing the next leg of this journey today. So this is a handbook translated into different languages for the blue-collar workers or the frontline workers of our community, the students across universities, the women, and the corporates. So in this, we have train the trainer programs, and we invite all of you to come. We also have the chair of the United Nations Principles for Responsible Management with us today, Dr. Miroslav, who's come all the way from Abu Dhabi. Thank you for being with us. And finally, we are doing so much more for the next 2 years in collaboration with Sea Holdings. We have Mr. Jacob Cherian, who is with us, the COO of Sea Holdings, who will take this forward. On this note, I would like to thank Ms. Maha for all your support, and warm welcome to you all to the Dubai Stockbrokers and Investment Services Group. Thank you.